famous artists' darkest fears, and the surprising moments that changed their lives forever. From Vincent van Gogh's struggles with mental health to Frida Kahlo's tragic accident, the world's most celebrated artists often hid behind masks of creativity and genius. However, beneath the surface of their artistic personas, these visionaries grappled with intense personal struggles that threatened to derail their careers and destroy their sanity. This is the story of how these artists, some of whom you thought you knew so well, faced their deepest fears and overcame seemingly insurmountable obstacles to produce works of art that would change the world forever. Their journeys are a testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience and creativity in the face of adversity. By examining the lives of these iconic artists, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complex emotional landscapes that fueled their artistic expression. In this documentary, we'll delve into the untold stories of famous artists and uncover the surprising moments that transformed their lives and inspired their most iconic works. We'll explore how these artists navigated the blurred lines between art and reality, sanity and madness, and creativity and despair. From the tumultuous marriage of Pablo Picasso and Olga Kokova to the tragic death of Vincent van Gogh, each of these stories is a gripping tale of human vulnerability and artistic triumph. Our expert guests will share their insights on the psychological and emotional factors that drove these artists to create their most iconic works. By exploring the darker corners of their lives, we'll gain a fresh perspective on the art and artists that have captivated us for generations.
Join us on this journey into the hearts and minds of the world's most famous artists, where we'll discover the surprising moments that changed their lives forever.
Frida Kahlo's tragic accident, for instance, left her with chronic pain and disability, yet it also inspired some of her most iconic works. Van Gogh's mental health struggles, on the other hand, were marked by intense episodes of depression and anxiety that nearly destroyed his career. But it was in the midst of these struggles that these artists found the creative inspiration that would propel them to international fame. So, what was it about their experiences that sparked such incredible art? And what can we learn from their journeys about the power of creativity to overcome adversity? Let's start with Frida Kahlo, whose life was marked by a series of tragic events, including a devastating bus accident that left her with multiple injuries and chronic pain. Her art, however, was not just a reflection of her physical suffering, but also a testament to her indomitable spirit and creative resilience. Kahlo's paintings often featured self-portraits that captured the intensity of her emotions, from the deep sadness of her physical pain to the exuberance of her love for her husband, Diego Rivera. But what's striking about these paintings is the way they reveal the inner turmoil that Kahlo faced, often with a sense of humor and irony that belies the severity of her condition. For example, in her painting The Two Fridas, Kahlo depicts two versions of herself, one with a beating heart and the other with a broken heart, symbolizing the dual nature of her own emotions.
This painting, like many of Kahlo's works, is a powerful expression of the human experience, one that transcends the boundaries of art and becomes a deeply personal and universal language.
Similarly, Van Gogh's mental health struggles were marked by intense episodes of depression and anxiety that often left him feeling hopeless and disconnected from the world around him. Yet, it was in the midst of these struggles that Van Gogh found the creative inspiration that would propel him to international fame. His paintings, such as The Starry Night, are characterized by a swirling sense of color and emotion that captures the intensity of his inner world. But what's fascinating about Van Gogh's art is the way it reveals the complex interplay between his mental health and his creativity. For example, in his letters to his brother Theo, Van Gogh often expressed the deep anxiety and self-doubt that plagued him, yet also the sense of wonder and awe that drove him to create. This tension between his inner world and his outer reality is a hallmark of Van Gogh's art, and one that continues to captivate audiences to this day. So, what can we learn from the experiences of these artists about the power of creativity to overcome adversity? Firstly, their stories remind us that creativity is not just a product of talent or skill, but also of vulnerability and resilience. Actually, their fueled art, their creativity, shows us that even in the darkest moments works, there is always the possibility for transformation and growth. Moreover, their journeys demonstrate that creativity can be a powerful tool for coping with adversity, whether it's physical pain, mental health struggles, or personal loss.
In fact, many artists have found that their struggles have actually fueled their creativity, inspiring some of their most iconic works.
This is a message that resonates deeply with audiences, who often see themselves in the struggles and triumphs of these artists. By exploring the untold stories of famous artists, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complex emotional landscapes that fueled their artistic expression. We can also learn valuable lessons about the power of creativity to overcome adversity and the importance of vulnerability and resilience in the creative process. So, join us on this journey into the hearts and minds of the world's most famous artists, where we'll discover the surprising moments that changed their lives forever. From Frida Kahlo's tragic accident to Van Gogh's mental health struggles, each of these stories is a gripping tale of human vulnerability and artistic triumph. Our expert guests will share their insights on the psychological and emotional factors that drove these artists to create their most iconic works. By exploring the darker corners of their lives, we'll gain a fresh perspective on the art and artists that have captivated us for generations. So, let's dive deeper into the stories of these famous artists and uncover the surprising moments that transformed their lives and inspired their most iconic works. Join us on this journey of discovery, where we'll explore the complex emotional landscapes that fueled their artistic expression. Together, we'll uncover the surprising moments that changed their lives forever and discover the power of creativity to overcome adversity. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the hearts and minds of the world's most famous artists. If you found this fascinating, subscribe for more incredible stories like this. Want to learn more about the psychology behind creativity and art? Check out our next video for more insights and surprises. Want to learn more about the psychology behind creativity and art? Subscribe for more incredible stories like this, and check out our next video for more insights and surprises.